Alien Earth Episode 5 will once again let us know that in space, no one can hear you scream. Hey everyone, this is Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. Alien Earth Episode 1 through 4, spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, hit pause, go back and watch them, and I'll see you in 4 hours. If you're new to the channel, a fan of Alien Earth, and all that stuff, hit the subscribe button. We'll be talking about, discussing it with you all the time while this show is on, and even the sequel to Alien Romulus that's coming up. And there's word that Ridley Scott might even be making a third movie in the Prometheus trilogy of films. So we'll wait and see where that leads. But for now, I want to talk about Alien Earth. This is a series that I am absolutely enjoying. Last week, the stakes are starting to raise on this, and they're getting very high. I'm really looking forward to where they're going. I'm enjoying the storytelling process of Alien Earth. It's intriguing. There are puzzle pieces. Where's it going? It's not all flash and gore, and it's not always speedy action sequences. It's soft. It's mellow at times, and that's some of the stuff that I really like the most about it. And I find the characters to be very, very intriguing. My two favorite characters, the two characters that drive me the most are Kirsh and Wendy. Morrow is right there, though. Morrow, and who's going to looks like he's going to be heavily featured in episode 5, and I'm looking forward to learning more about Morrow. But Wendy and Kirsh are the two that really keep me going for the most part, because they have the most questions. Like Kirsh, we all know why Kirsh, right? Timothy Olyphant's doing a great job as Kirsh, but also the synthetics in the Alien franchise always keep you on your toes. So Kirsh is there, obviously, and then Wendy. I've said this in other videos, but with Wendy, I just find this character very fascinating. Like, what are they doing here? They basically created superhero. They basically created Shazam. They're superheroes that are with children's in superhero bodies, right? And they're trying to figure themselves out, put it out. And the thing with kids is they have a lot of fear, but they also have no fear, and they're playing on that, and they're all trying to one up each other. But Wendy, there's something about her, and then of course we know she can communicate with the Xenomorphs, and we see that in the final moments of episode 4 and where episode 5 goes. Whether or not Wendy's even in it, the trailers aren't giving us a hint of that. But with 8 episodes, you think, the whole episode might not be a complete flashback, but we're going to find out in a couple of days. Today, though, I want to talk specifically about Kirsh and Wendy and their relationship and where I think it's going to be going. Sometimes the biggest turning points are hidden in the smallest moments. In episode 1 of Alien Earth, Wendy, Marcy at the time, has a private exchange with Kirsh that at first feels like filler. She's shown a scorpion trapped under glass. She recoils, says it scares her, and suggests they squash it. But Kirsh pauses her. He pushes her to consider the scorpion's perspective, that it's just as frightened as she is, that it wants to defend itself and protect its own kind, just like she would. Then, when he asks her if she really wants to kill it, she says no. It's a small, quiet scene, but it's absolutely loaded. What Kirsh is really doing is planting a seed, empathy for something terrifying. And Wendy, despite her fear, takes that step. That's the emotional groundwork for everything we see later. Her ability to hear xenomorphs, to respond to them, and to connect with the creatures the rest of humanity only sees as monsters. The scorpion under the glass isn't just a prop. It's the mirror for Wendy herself. She's the hybrid girl in a cage, observed, judged, feared. And it's also the mirror for the xenomorphs, beings who terrify us, but who through Wendy's unique physiology suddenly have a voice. When she chooses not to kill the scorpion, the writers are showing us the path she'll take with the Xenos. Not destruction, but understanding. Now, think about Kirsh's role in that moment. He's not treating Wendy like a lab subject. He's connecting with her as a person. He's the one who makes her pause and reflect. And that matters, because as the series unfolds, Wendy's bond with the Xenomorphs is becoming the single most important variable in the story. In episode 1, we learn she can hear frequencies far beyond human range. Later episodes show that it's not just passive hearing. She responds, she interacts. In episode 4, for example, she calms a newborn Xenomorph instead of being attacked. That's unprecedented in the alien mythos. One can wonder if Wendy's synthetic physiology acts like a receiver tuned to the hive mind. Or her hybrid status allows her to bridge emotional states in ways the xenomorph can't sense. Either way, she's unique. She's not just surviving in their presence. She's communicating. And now, the scorpion moment comes back full circle. Kirsh already showed her that empathy isn't weakness. It's a choice that changes outcomes. If Wendy extends that empathy to the Xenomorphs, and if Kirsh sees that it works, then suddenly the aliens aren't the Scorpions at all. The real Scorpion is Prodigy, the corporation that views every living thing as a tool that stings even if it destroys itself. That's where the theory of betrayal comes in. If Prodigy, and Boy Cavalier in particular, decide to weaponize Wendy to reduce her to an asset, Kirsh has to make a choice. Stay loyal to the corporation that cages children and sacrifice humanity for control, or side with the girl he once urged to spare Scorpion, and who now can literally speak to monsters. Based on trailers, it looks like we're coming up on a live containment breach where Wendy calms a Xenomorph and Prodigy immediately tries to exploit it. Kirsh now will refuse and help Wendy escape, or Boy Cavalier will push too far, treating Wendy like an experiment instead of a person, and will snap Kirsh's loyalty. So if you go back and watch episode 1, don't skip the glass bowl moment. It's the key. Wendy choosing not to kill the Scorpion foreshadows her choosing not to destroy the aliens. And Kirsh being the one who guided her into that choice is exactly why he's the likeliest candidate to defect. He already planted his flag with empathy. When Prodigy stings, as it always will, Kirsh's betrayal won't be a twist. It'll be the only path his character can take. And that's why I think we're headed toward a story where Wendy is the bridge, Kirsh is her protector, and Prodigy becomes the real monster. Those are my thoughts on Wendy and Kirsh heading out to the rest of the season of season 1 of Alien Earth. Hopefully we get a second season. I can't wait for it. I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think Kirsh and Wendy are going to do a tag team and team up? Will Kirsh abandon his loyalty, or its loyalty, because he is a synthetic, to Prodigy in order to side with Wendy in this? Like, that's where my head is at right now, is because I'm trying to figure out, is Kirsh a good guy or a bad guy? Like we've seen synthetics in Alien, right? You have Ash is Ash and Bishop. But what would they do that could be unique and different? And that is a synthetic not necessarily being evil, just strictly being a synthetic, doing what it is programmed to do, but shifting its allegiance to someone else, to a different person altogether, which could be Wendy. For all we know, Wendy's frequencies could change Kirsh's programming. I don't think that would be the case, but that's where I think it's going right now. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the series, and if that's not what happens, look, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'd rather be surprised at the time. But that's my suspicion at the moment, is Wendy and Kirsh are going to join forces. Kirsh is going to, like, if you watch Kirsh, you watch him watch Wendy with the Xenomorph at the end of episode 4, and you watch the way the sheep, when Teoculus, the eyeball monster, is inside the sheep just staring at Boy Cavalier, and the disrespect that Boy Cavalier has for all of these specimens, the way Kirsh sees that, it ties directly back to the Scorpion in the Glass in episode 1. And that moment's one that just stuck with me since I saw it. I'm like, well, something's coming back here. And now you start to see it. Boy Cavalier has no respect for the Scorpion in the Glass. Kirsh is seeing that, and he's seeing that Wendy has it, and now Wendy has a special connection with the Xenos, and that's going to add up, and that's going to cause chaos in the upcoming episodes and weeks ahead. And I can't wait to see where we're going. I want to hear your thoughts again in the comments down below. What are your thoughts going into episode 5, and what are your thoughts overall of Alien Earth as a series? Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and until next time, may you be the master of your own universe.